end of the month, and we will completely move into December where hopefully it's brighter and it's better. Welcome to the show. My name is Mavis Atudume, and this morning, I've come with a little bit of bad news, especially as it concerns Enugu State. And I'm talking about entrepreneurship in this particular state and the turn it is taking in recent time. I'm talking about the development in the Southeast and all the challenges that entrepreneurship endeavors are experiencing in recent times. It calls for concern and action because just this morning we have found out that Priceless Hair, whom has been advertising, if you've been in Enugu for a while, you would have noticed that there have been serious promotions about Priceless Hair set to happen on the 23rd and the 24th day of this month. That's in a couple of days, actually. As at yesterday, she's gotten a statement from the government that says that she is not allowed to use the Opera Square, just like the Food and Fashion Festival was denied Chinaza Jasmine Onya. And this is causing a lot of talk in the town because people do not understand the language that the state government is trying to speak, especially with the economy of the country and young people struggling and trying their best to keep their creativity and their productivity in check. We would have hoped that the government were on their side. But from the stories that we are getting back from the state government and from these organizers, we are wondering what the problem is. To consider the fact that a lady, the Brands chick, who came from Lagos to come and also hold her show, a trade fair that the government was in conjunction with at the Opera Square, was allowed to use the location. You would have thought that these indigenous programs that have been running in Enugu for years now would have been allowed some consideration as well. And then we are thinking that if the government had different plans or had a different ideology as to what they wanted to do with the square, you would have thought that they would have probably communicated earlier to these organizers and have them make different plans or mitigate the losses for everybody, vendors. A lot of Enugu citizens that would be employed in these programs are being denied jobs, being denied access and opportunities. This is in very bad taste, and I'm asking the administration of Governor Peter Mba, Your Excellency, these stories, I'm sure that you probably have very good reasons for these decisions, but the way they are being communicated, when and how, is in very bad taste, I must confess. This is not good for our representation nationally. It is not good for the development of our Nibu, and it is not encouraging at all to the youth and to the young people in this state and across. Young people who are looking at us from outside. We just celebrated Chidinma Adetshina when she came first runner-up at the Miss Universe competition. That is in good taste, but why are we shutting down people who are here and making us proud? Do you know the amount of businesses that these people are bringing down here? Do you know the amount of employment that these women are creating? This is in very bad taste, Your Excellency. This is not good at all. The young women who are trying to find their feet in Enugu, this is not encouraging to them. This is a gender war. This is not good, Your Excellency. This is not coming right. And I know that you are a governor who cares about your image. This is very bad for said image, Your Excellency. This is my take on this situation this morning. I am hoping that the government, it is not enough to say that we are going to pay refunds. These are not refunds. Getting notification that you're not allowed to use a space that you already paid for, it's not in good taste, my people. This is totally unfair. Let me tell you that you can join this program live on YouTube. It's High Voltage News. You can join us live this morning. Subscribe, like, and share. And you can also call into the studio live to share your views, thoughts, and contributions with me this morning. Call 0706 048 5853. You can also call 0915 570 8347. Now, I will also like to tell you that we will be looking at the headlines voice also to know the stories that made top news this morning. We will be keeping up on all of that. But the conversation is open. You can join me. You can share your views with me if you understand what it is the government is trying to do by shutting down these programs. If you know what this is about, please share your views and your thoughts with me this morning. You're welcome.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Okay, my name is Chidubem. I'm calling from Opera Square.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
Chidube.
Okay, what I want to contribute is that, most of the times there are people who are in charge of this environment and probably the organizers of the program. I don't know if they met the right people. And again, if the government has any time, any event, let me just say event that they want
Mm,
to do,
mm,
and the person that paid for the space did not, or like, who are in charge,
mm,
and it clashes with government affairs. So
mm.
that's number one.
Okay.
So we have to also be lookout, especially when using government spaces.
Mm,
You must ask several questions before you continue, because this festive period, government has plans for their own programs as well.
mm.
So that's what I understand. I
Okay.
believe that Governor Pitamba is
Mm,
someone who wants to carry everyone along. You can see what he has been doing in the Enugu state. I'm not a resident of Enugu.
okay.
I live in Abuja, but I came to Enugu most
Mm,
times. So, and I see what he has been doing, and he has been doing very well. So I
okay.
think the organizers is not the only one. They are not the only one that is affected. I thought I came for one program also, and was also affected. So something that everyone should look out for before you engage government spaces, because
Okay.
Opera Square is being controlled by the state government.
Do you realize that the programs that are being shut down have been happening at that particular venue for years now? It wouldn't be their first time using these spaces. As the Food and Fashion Festival, this would be its sixth year in running. Are you aware?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
aware of
Okay.
the event, because
Yes.
last year was when I heard about the event for the first time.
Okay, so a
So
program that has been running for 6 years, do you think that these people don't know how to follow due process and protocol in terms of accessing the venue?
okay, now I'll say this.
Yeah.
There is a transition in government for
Okay.
the let's say 1 year plus now,
Oh,
and
sure,
this
sure.
new government now has been trying to see if they can find their feet to put things in place. I'm not defending the government
Oh,
for any
I'm with
reason.
you. I'm with you. We are trying to find out what's going on, so please go ahead.
So
Yes.
I'm not trying to defend the government, because one, people who are working there should also communicate with the governor that, see, some people have already marked out. It's just like Carol night. You understand? Government has the day they do Carol night. So someone will not come and pay a space for government for Carol night, and you say you don't know about this thing.
Hmm.
You understand? So when government now comes to take over it, you will not say, has done this, has done that. Maybe they have set some of their programs to this particular day for their reasons. But I'm calling on the governor of Pitamba to look
Yes.
into it this, because it's not a good one.
Mm.
I've been in places whereby this kind of event is being organized. Security people that they will pay that day, people that will do ushering, people that will do cleaning and all those things
Hmm.
are our citizens.
That's right.
You
That's
understand?
right.
They come
That's
from
right.
Enugu State and they will benefit from the program.
Hmm.
People who are even coming to invest in the program are also from outside the state. So them coming now and hear this kind of thing doesn't sit well. So I beckon on the governor to please and please hear the voice of the masses, so that we can sort out this issue once and for all. Because these guys have invested so much money in this event. So it won't be a good one if the event just went down like that. And as things start, once this year now, it didn't happen, it won't go on again. You understand?
I'm
So
with you.
I think the authorities of this Opera Sphere should please, this event is here already. It's just a couple of days. So please, they should allow them to use the space. Any other person that is coming to use the space, they should not deny them. But they should allow the ones that have already been paid and the advert is all over the place. Please, I'm begging the governor to please hear the cry of the people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chinedu, for calling the show this morning. God bless you. Have a great day ahead. I'm also still receiving your comments
Thank you
and
so much.
calls. Yes, please. Thank you so much for calling. We're receiving this calls. You can join us live in the studio. You can also interface with me live on our YouTube page. It's High Voltage News. Please like, subscribe, and share. It's different to look at something from the outside, and it's different to look at it from the inside. I understand when he says that the transition in government could also be part of it, but is this politics or is this just common sense? Even if there is affiliations, even if there are reasons, I'm thinking this is a good thing that we shouldn't have allowed to become terrible. I mean, if there were things that were wrong, I think they should have been fixed before we got to this stage, before we got to this level. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Antoinette. Good morning.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you. It's Excel.
You're welcome, Excel.
Antoinette, I'm not happy.
Nobody is. Nobody is.
You know why I'm not happy?
Tell me.
Okay. We had a fire breakout yesterday in the neighborhood.
In your neighborhood?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It was really bad, like very bad.
Please, what part of
A lot
town?
of
What part
damage.
of town is this? Okay, Excel, I would please plead with you to call me back and tell me where this fire outbreak happened and what has been done to mitigate or help the people in that situation. I'm sorry for the loss of lives and properties. We have comments from our YouTube page. Somebody is texting us and trying to comment on our YouTube page. This person is Theodore Ortega, and he says, Kamala, relax. I don't know what he means by that, but okay. But the truth is, if you were in my situation and if you were here, you would probably understand why this is enough to throw anybody off. This is not good. This is not good because I do understand that there are a lot of young people in Enugu who are looking forward to these events, models and actors and people who are going to participate in these things. They all looking forward to this, and I believe that the organizers of these programs have thought about other locations. Believe me, they thought about other locations before they picked to use the square. And some of these programs, like I told you, have been running for quite a while now. They've been running for quite a while, for years in most cases. So one wonders. Good morning, sir.
That is goodbye.
I greet you.
Okay, school from Magban Road.
You're welcome.
Maybe that guy who called, I just forgive him because he said he does not reside in Enugu.
I thought the same thing too. I thought the same thing too.
Because to him now, he's saying maybe government used that Opera Square that Saturday and Sunday.
Yes,
The
yes.
government not use it now. It was empty.
Completely.
Nothing happened that Saturday and Sunday. So the trouble there was just a struggle, a squabble, power tussle between the Mrs. Retamba and the what do you call Commissioner for Commerce and Tourism, that's Madeke. You see, Ogu for that to say is no more or chichi or the time of okay and I made mistake. Women will always try to show who is superior to this or who is not superior. Sometimes just, her annoyance maybe is because the whole thing was not rooted through her or whatever.
But
She will
wait a minute, sir. Even while these women were doing this, does it mean that nobody could have controlled or called them to order?
I don't know. She thought that she was, dealing with Madeke and maybe not knowing that that thing is affecting a lot of. In fact, I don't know. That woman should be called to order. I'm talking
Because
about it.
she's releasing the statements in the name of the government. That is why I am addressing the government. Because if she was doing it by the capacity of her office only, it would be different. But she's doing this with the authority of the state government, and nobody is saying anything. That is why this is worrisome.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So that what happened wasn't correct. So that's there was no way government used that place that Saturday.
No, they didn't.
But
They
she will
didn't.
get next. That's by the way. We are waiting for your press review.
Oh, yes, sir. I would get right into it. Thank you very much, sir.
So thank you, my dear.
All right, let's tell you what's going on in the newspapers this morning. This particular issue with the state government and these entrepreneurs is quite touching, and I just had to get into it right away. But let me quickly tell you from the Daily Post this morning that on the news, your economic policies is impoverishing Nigerians. The ACF knocks President Tinubu. You will be wondering if the ACF hasn't been around when these policies were being made and dished out and activated with immediate effect. You will think that the IMF and the ACF and all of these institutions who are beginning to speak against these policies now were not here the first time, and you will think that from their professional angle, you would think that they would have told where these policies was taking the country in the first place. But here we are, and we have these agencies advising against their originally approved policies. Now let's continue. Reps seek 500 billion naira capital base for discos. Unlike any other government, the national greed in the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu has gulped up more money than any other administration in this country. Is that still normal? Because the monies that have gone into this national greed is looking like the greed is becoming really greedy. You can join me this morning. Let's try to understand some of these stories that are coming out this morning from the news. Quarters 0706 048 5853. Remember, you can also call 0915-570-8347 to be a part of the program this morning. Still on the dailies this morning, Daily Post. MD Khan hails Tinubu for intervening in the UNIZIC vice chancellorship crisis. All right, let's see if we can grab a couple more from a few other dailies before we go into full analysis this morning. Tinubu is set to name envoys as ministry post-consular officers. All right, moving on. Dangote resumes U.S. crude purchase after 3 months. You couldn't make that up, could you? After all the hula baloo about purchasing crude in Naira and no need to have it imported, here we are once again. America returnee found dead in Ogun hotel room. Yeah, everybody is wondering. Investigations are ongoing as to how that young man has lost his life. The police have warned me against speaking to media after brutality. Ex-Falcon Madu speaks. All right, I think that's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's move it quickly over to the Vanguard News and see what's on this morning. All right, terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso, now in northwest Niger State, says the Senate. I'll take that once again. Terrorists from Mali, Burkina Faso, are now in northwest Niger State, says the Senate. Now, if you remember correctly, I told you news about the Lukarawas and the activities of some newly emerged terrorist group in the north. I told you some of the behaviors that have been reported from this new terrorist group, like taking over the largest military base in Niger State and setting up 8 camps in it, like running 5 communities in Sokoto out of their communities. It's been a series of activities with these Lukarawas. They have even gone online and audaciously put out recruitment promotions to northern youths where they are offering incentives like 1 million naira cash prizes and other things, free wives and free families, and so many things that they are offering young people in the north to join the Lukarawas. And you must understand that the North has the largest number of out-of-school children and the Almajiris, and most of the poverty in this country is to be recorded to be in its highest display in the North. And the Senate is telling us this news after the federal government told us just 2 days ago that these Lukarawas have only 200 members in their group and are no cause for alarm, no cause for worry. Did I tell you before now that they have taken over the largest military training camp in Niger State? Did I tell you that? Only for the federal government to say that these people have only 200 people in their group and they are not cause for worry. The same way we had people rise up to defend the Boko Haram group, where we had state members from the north saying that the Boko Haram members were freedom fighters. Same pamphlet, same script. Like, I was expecting that the government would tell us, you know what, we're shutting these people down, right? There is nothing like Lukarawas. We took care of them. They are not in this country anymore. Only for Mali and Burkina Faso to wake up this morning and tell us that the people that they are pursuing have actually set up a tent in our house, and the federal government is quiet. The security agencies are quiet. The NFA is quiet. All right, moving on. On the Vanguard News this morning, Ondo government loses appeal on 30 million naira compensation for amputee. Well, that's the much I can take on the Vanguard this morning. Let's see what else is good. Quickly to the Premium Times. Let's see if there anything to get from there. I earlier on saw a story on Borno State as aftermath of the flooding in Borno State. If you remember, Borno State experienced some very terrible flooding during the months of August and October. And of course, during that time, we saw different behaviors and displays of kindness towards Borno State, where millions and millions of naira were being donated, and food items and relief materials and aid materials being donated to the victims of flood in Borno State. But as at this morning, Borno State is complaining that donations have ceased and that the victims of the flood have been left to their own accord. That means that whatever relief or aid that they were promised and they were supposed to get has been taken back, and nothing has been done. Like, people are in a lot of trouble. 5 billion naira pledges remain unfulfilled as relief distribution ends, says officials. So it's official, there isn't more help for the victims of the Borno flood. But you'll be wondering where all those donations that we kept on putting down together, where they've gone, or they've exhausted the donations. We wouldn't know, but that's as far as it goes. But I can remember that the state government, that is the Borno state government, received a lot of monetary and financial assistance during that time, and I wouldn't have expected that they will be finished by now. But welcome to Nigeria. And moving on, you have no power to fire me, says the sacked UNIZIK vice chancellor. It's been a lot going on. President Tinubu has intervened and has dissolved the committee that is set up for vice chancellorship verification in Unizik. But that's as much as we can take it from there. We hope that they are able to sort things out at the Unizik. Moving forward, gunmen have killed another police officer in the southeast Nigeria. It wouldn't be the first time that these stories are coming out from around here. We talked about this yesterday. Why is this lingering insecurity in the east gaining more ground by the day? The phone lines are open. I'm also live on YouTube at High Voltage News. Please like, subscribe, and share and be a part of what we're doing here. Moving on, Jigawa tanker explosion have killed about 209 people and have injured 99 people, says report. I don't know when our people will stop endangering their lives, endangering innocent lives. That is 209 people taken out from petrol explosion just yesterday. Good morning to you. All right, sorry about that. Numbers are 0706 048 5853. Also call 0915 570 8347 to drop your comments and contributions with me this morning. Please remember to keep it clean, simple, and civil. Good morning.
Okay, go back again.
You're welcome back.
You see, this issue of insecurity in the north,
Yes.
that one is worrying me too much because you know that the food basket of this nation is from the north.
Mm-hmm.
A very big worrisome something. And just like Jonathan said while he was in power, that the biggest problem of insecurity in this country is that these guys are everywhere. According to him, that some of these Boko Haram members are even in his cabinet.
We have heard rumors of sponsorships and all of that. Yes.
The Jonathan told us that some of his cabinet members are members or sympathizers of Boko Haram.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't rule out that some of these soldiers or police officers are equally sympathizers or even members, people, somebody sympathize so that become a kind of saboteur on his own people.
I understand.
To be frank, without that, tell me why these people cannot be crushed. Just tell me. I don't like what is happening in the north because next year will be a terrible thing for this country because of food shortage and insecurity.
We have already started.
And federal government is just watching as if to say that nothing is happening. And look at Sokoto and Katsina, that's the residence of our former president, Buhari, and then the Niger State, including Bauchi, almost everywhere in the north. Maybe do you know that the thing is coming down to the south? Because somebody just called in one of the radio stations to say that between Ihiala and somewhere, don't know area.
Yes, Ihiala, around Anambra State. That's right.
Yes. He mentioned a lot of places in that Anambra
Olu area. That's right.
And some part of Abia, where you don't talk of going at all. And I don't know, and people just keep quiet. Part of the southeast are not being reported at all. I'm talking about the insecurity in the southeast.
I agree completely.
Why are they not reporting it? Is it not an issue? It's a very big issue. Because the earlier that thing is being reported, the better for us and possibly the time these people will pay attention to it. So that we solve it. How can somebody say that naturally and the other person said that they will ask you to bring 500,000 naira if you must come home to do, which means just reply even loan.
Oh really? This is new information.
That's the meaning. If they will ask you to pay 500,000 to them before you'll be allowed to come and do a bank.
To come home.
Otherwise, wherever you are staying.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe well done, my sister. Then Dangote importing fuel from
the U.S. The U.S.
America. We're back again now. Just they can imagine these people playing with our life. Playing with our life. And tomorrow they expect the fuel price to come down. Thank you, my sister. Let others contribute.
I greet you. Thank you. very much for calling, Mr. Okay. Also, these stories are quite ridiculous, right? At some point, you begin to sound redundant even to yourself when you look at some of the things that we're dealing with in our dear nation. Is there any out of this? I mean, we have an entire government that was dedicated to rehabilitating terrorist members who were caught, rehabilitated them back into society like it was a real thing. Like we were rehabilitating Boko Haram members in their numbers. In 600s and 300s, we had them rehabilitated. Did you see the defenses that were made for why these people were being allowed back into the society? They were given startup relief materials to go back and start up their lives back. I don't know what that meant. Are we surprised that there is a new terrorist group in town? Are we really surprised? Because apparently we couldn't have done anything to stop the Boko Haram or to restrict their authority in Nigeria. So we have other terrorist group growing wings and becoming more bold by the day, enough that they can go on social networks and openly galvanize for people to join them. That is in very bad taste, I must tell you. It is in very bad taste. Let me take you to our investigated stories, and of course, there is always something happening. All right, let me tell you that MC Olomo defies court order and assumes office as the NURTW president. If you remember, I told you last Friday that MC Olomo had won the election for the NURTW, Nigeria Road Union of Road Transport Workers. He won the presidency from the in-house elections that were done prior to this week. And for some reason, between Monday and Tuesday, his election was called off, and the court said he couldn't assume office. But apparently, he has defied school orders and had resumed office nonetheless. And people are now asking questions as to why he would behave in such a manner. And I have a few theories, all right? This is almost like the APC mantra at this point. Nobody obeys the court order. So people are saying if people like MC Oluomo can defy court orders, what does this say for our judiciary? Like he was actually photographed in office on his first day yesterday. So people are wondering, does our court still have any authorities when they make a judgment or when they make judgments? Does it still count? Does the Nigerian law court still count, or can anybody do what they want? We've seen high office holders, elites of this particular party defy court instructions, defy court judgments and orders, and do what they like. So now, looking out for MC Oluomo, what is the judiciary going to do about this? And if they decide to go after MC Oluomo, he wouldn't be the first person to defy court orders, especially in this administration. How do they intend to move with this? I would like to see, especially when it concerns Lagos and MC Oluomo and his affiliation with this particular administration. We would want to see what eventually happens. Will he be called to order? Will he be sanctioned? What will happen? Will he be withdrawn from office? We will be watching to see what really happens. Okay, the phone lines are on. Please call. And of course, you can also join us live on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share to be a part of the program. Let's talk to you. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys.
You're welcome.
This is Mr. Emmanuel calling from Israel.
You're welcome, Emmanuel.
Thank you. About the NCS or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't expect anything else. Anything else.
How do you mean? How do you mean?
He is the president's son, they say. MC
Okay.
Olomo. Yes,
MC
he has
Olomo
the
is the
backing of Mr.
president's son?
He has the backing of Mr. President.
Okay.
You understand? Because
Okay.
he cannot defy court order why the court has given him injunction. Don't do this. And he went ahead to do it. That means he has something on his back. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the game he played during the 2023 general election
Okay.
in Lagos? Yes.
Oh,
And
yes.
remember also the NRCW there
Mm.
early last year or early this year was saying that Mr. President is trying to impose MC Romo on them.
Mm.
They were accusing the Mr. President. He wants to impose them. Or he wants to impose MC Romo on them. And this is what is happening right now. Yes, because he has the backing of Mr. President. He cannot defy court order, court injunction like that. So it's an APC thing. It's an APC thing. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has the full support of Mr. President. There's nothing else we can do about it. You understand?
I hear you.
So, that is it.
Mm.
So,
Right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
You too.
wonderful
Have a
day.
great day as well.
Uh,
All right. That's Emmanuel. He's a friend of the station. Thank you so much for joining us. You can also drop your views and contributions with us this morning. MC Oluomo, very prominent with the APC and of course a very strong supporter of the president. We can recall that there were videos of him during the last elections in 2023 where he was making open threats to Igbos in Lagos, where he said some unlikely statements and threatened Igbos in Lagos if they voted other parties. It was quite a conundrum. And with those kind of statements, he was never called to order. There were never any sanctions. There was no accountability as regards to that behavior. Only for today, for such a man to be called to national office and also for him to defy court orders where he has also assumed office without all the credibility that he requires to be able to take over that office. And one is wondering, is this the new system? And just like someone rightly mentioned, he is very, very close to the presidency. Is that the reason why there will be no order in the country? Those affiliations with a presidency mean dismissal and misbehavior? Is that what that is about? Well, I don't know, but you can share your thoughts on these issues with me this morning. Drop your contributions and comments with me on the program. Let's hear what your views are. Good morning to you. All right, I probably picked that up quite late. You can call back just in case you want to air your views live in the studio this morning. Okay, also, let's talk about good morning.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Justice. Oh my God.
You're welcome, Justice.
The president, our present IG.
Okay, that is Egbetokun of the police. Yes.
I think the tenure expires. Has already expired.
Yes, but if you remember, there were some adjustments with the retirement law, which has given him the ability to retain office.
Okay.
Oh,
See,
yes.
Everything you see is political.
Is
These things
what?
are political.
Okay.
These things are get towards 2000 the next election.
But the president said he's not interested in the next election.
Who told you?
That's what he said.
Do you examine him?
Oh, wow.
Do you examine him?
I wouldn't know.
It's difficult to believe. Don't even if the president said so. Don't you see the feeling? This MC Olomo you are talking about, the NURTW president, national president, I think.
Yes,
National
national president, yes.
Yes.
You know what that office commands?
Some
You
people
know the
have
kind of
cited
influence.
INEC materials and movement and things like that.
You know how that office commands. So the influence they command. So all these things we get was who is telling you that it's not going. When Buhari was trying to contest, is he not telling us that he's going to stay for one tenure?
Well,
What did he?
the presidency said that they are not interested in 2027. They just want to, keep up these policies and keep the ball rolling.
And they are busy dismantling structures.
It sounds
They are
funny.
busy dismantling it, and they don't have any intention of contesting for this coming election. See, all these things are political, and you know why? Our institution doesn't work. We don't have a working institution. In other clan, if this kind of thing happen, police will take over that place. Whether you are the president daughter, or you are the president, or you are the president's father. But these things don't happen here. We see impunity in the highest order. And we see it happening. From even those who are supposed to correct those impunity are the ones who are perpetrating it. What do you do? So we need to call for a strong institution that whenever you are caught on something, whether you are the friend, a brother, a sister to the friend, or even the father or the mother, the law will take its course. But here we don't see such a thing. We don't see. It's obvious that at the end of the day, he will still become the president, and nothing will happen.
Wow. Nothing will happen. That's like one of the scariest sentences I've heard, these days in this country. When I hear it, I shudder. Nothing will happen.
Nothing will happen. Once it has been determined that this is the person to be there, nothing will happen. At the end of the day, you see it happening.
That's quite unfortunate.
And what the people cannot do much. You rise up tomorrow, you are gone down. So we are their mercy. I don't know whether we say we are the mercy of God, because those who are his mercies are very many. There are many.
The entire nation is at the mercy of God. Everybody.
It's just one person, and everybody is trying to. Can these people help us and just help God? They can help us and also as well help God.
I thought so too.
I leave my case here. Good morning.
It's all right. Thank you so much for calling the program this morning, Justice. Thank you so much. Let's take some comments from the YouTube page this morning, coming from Sam Onyekore. Nigerian elections, well known as selections, election from within families to federal level, end up in the Supreme Court for selection by justices. Funny indeed. I'm watching you from Texas, USA. Thank you so much, Sam Onyekore. I appreciate you joining us this morning. Also, thank you so much. More people who are joining the YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and share. It will mean so much to me if you do that. All right. And also, you can follow us on Facebook, Vote 1043 FM. Please do that as well. And drop your comments and contributions with us on the Vote FM WhatsApp group. You can text all the numbers that we give out to you. You can call to join the program. I also wanted to tell you real quickly that the Nigerian Coalition of Youth has nominated Sheyi Tinubu, that is the son of the president, as the most likeliest candidate to win the 2027 election of the governor of Lagos State. And of course, a lot has been said about that particular assessment by the Coalition of Youth in Nigeria. Sheyi Tinubu most likely to become the governor of Lagos State. This is amazing, considering that Sheyi Tinubu is also married to an Igbo woman. And if you remember, Badevo Rhodes Vival, who was a former Labour Party governorship candidate for Lagos State, who was disqualified by the people of Lagos for not being Lagos or Yoruba enough because he had an Igbo wife. But this time around, Sheyi Tinubu, the president's son, who is also married to an Igbo woman, is seen to be most likely had the chance to be the the governor of Lagos State come 2027. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think that what happened to Badebo Road Vival in the 2023 elections would happen to Sheyi Tinubu come 2027? What do you think about this? Let me also read you some other comments that we have coming from YouTube this morning from Sam Onyekwere. Still, when Nigeria talks about elections, they actually mean selections by the INEC and the Supreme Court. Judiciary is the biggest political market square. Nagodo. Thank you so much, Sam Onyekwere, for that comment. If you decide to follow these stories as they come in, one is most likely to begin to lose their minds at some point, because from where to where do you draw the connections? And even if you're able to put the lines together, what can you do to stop these things? Like when we see these journeys and we can actually tell where we are going to end up with them. You know, this is 2024 and you've already told me that Sheyi Tinubu has more chances than anybody ever to be governor of Lagos State. You know, it's been floated now. We're going to hear about it here and there in 2025, 2026, and by 2027 it becomes a reality. So the sprinkles of what I call test run media, where they float an information and it goes around and the people get a feel of the information, but nobody is certain if the story is true or not. But you find out that psychologically later it becomes true, because the mind is a very massive playing ground, and some people have learned how to work it. Some people have learned how to exploit and use the mind. So could it be that the mind game in Nigeria is taking a higher precedence, where information is given to us, and then for some reason we make that information become true? Because now I've also noticed that Sheyi Tinubu has been going around doing some philanthropy work in Nigeria, giving aids, donating monies and rice and this and that to so many communities and groups in Nigeria. Could those be steps as to securing and putting Lagos State in the bag, according to the APC slogan? I don't know how these things work, but hey, I'm here to find out, all right? Tomorrow morning, I think I have one of Vote FM analysts coming in. We're going to have a very extensive conversation about this development in Southeast, insecurity in Southeast. We are going to dedicate tomorrow to the activities at home, because it seems that most times we're more concerned with the national activities, more concerned with national stories, and we ignore what it is that's happening here at home. We ignore what it is that's happening in our own backyard. So tomorrow we will be dedicating to Enugu State. I will try to find some important statement to come here tomorrow. Let's talk about development and insecurity in Alibu and their connection. All right, I am sorry and I apologize to the event organizers in Enugu who have received heat, whether this is politics or whether this is enmity. I don't know what it is, but I'm asking the government of His Excellency Peter Ndubisimba, please, sir, this is happening in your administration. This is happening right under your watch, and I know that you are a credible man. So please, I would ask you, sir, to call these women to order, to call these women and find out what it is that they are doing. And if they can settle it in their houses and not have it affect the general public. They are taking food away from young people. They are taking employment away. They are taking opportunities away from these people, taking away entrepreneurship and encouragement to the youths in Enugu State. This is where I would leave you this morning. Thank you so much, everyone who's calling. And if I wasn't able to take your call, I apologize to you. I will continue to do the good work that we are doing here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It will last till 10. Comes to you every weekday, Mondays through Fridays. My name is Mavis Atudumi. Go out there and be good to each other.